All right, everybody ready? It is 5:15 on May 20th. I will call the meeting to order. Ashley, we do roll call, please.
Peterson?
Here.
Nipper?
Here.
Kroger? Here. Kelly? Here. Thank you.
Thanks for joining, Richard, from afar, wherever you are.
I'm home.
Okay.
Sick house, so staying away.
You just stay there then.
Okay, great.
We've all gotten the agenda. I don't think there was any amendments or anything this time around, so I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Nippert, second by Kroger.
Peterson?
Aye.
Nipper?
Aye.
Kroger? Aye. Kelly? Aye. Thank you.
Any conflicts, state them now or along the way as they come up. Under the consent agenda, these are all under one motion with one roll call. We have minutes of the May 6th, 2025 council meeting and the May 6th council work session minutes. Claims list number 1338 in the amount of, I hate to even say this, $1,077,321.77. Everybody saw those. There was one bond payments
Bond
we're making.
payments, yep.
That kind of, otherwise we probably wouldn't even have had anything on there. It looked like it was
Not a
chump
lot.
change. No. Any concerns, questions about that for Ashley? Any of those large ones? Large one. Expenditure revenue reports for the month of April 2025. HMU sewer and landfill reconciliation report for April of 25. Sheriff's statistical report for April of 2025. Yep, renewal application for the Lounge LLC Class C retail alcohol license. And a renewal application for Landon Xavier Trent LLC doing business as the Bucksnort for a Class C retail alcohol license. Is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Kelly.
Roll call Peterson?
Aye.
Nipper?
Aye.
Kroger? Aye. Kelly? Aye. Thank you.
Now is the time and place for a public hearing regarding the amendment of the fiscal year 24-25 budget. Any,
Need to get a motion.
their motion to
Open it, yep.
open the hearing?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Nippert.
Roll call Peterson?
Aye.
Nipper?
Aye.
Kroger? Aye. Kelly? Aye. Thank you.
Any,
Hey, Jared, would you go back one page? To the first page of the resolution. Me.
Oh,
Nice.
Good catch there.
that, it does say that. It's right everywhere else.
It was right on the agenda.
Yeah, and it's right
so we'll make a change there.
24, 25,
Oh, yeah, probably 25, 26.
24, 25.
It's right on the
Current-
agenda. It's
Current
wrong.
year,
Okay.
yeah, the
Agenda's
title.
24, 25, yes, 23, 24.
Boy, that got by all of us.
It's right everywhere else, yeah. Wow.
All right. That's one I have to sign? We have to change it then?
We'll change it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on the bottom there, it said whereas, it say 24 and 25.
Okay.
So, I don't know, we just change it.
Well, so then can we?
We just missed the one in bold, you know.
Yeah. No big deal, right?
So have we gotten any public comments
Nope.
or questions?
Nope.
or-
Probably not, if it was 23, 24, they didn't care about that. So.
Felt like it hasn't seen this, so.
But nothing verbally written?
Nope.
Okay. Other than Todd's great catch, is there anything else we need to add for that? Motion to close the hearing?
Yep, motion to close hearing.
Motion.
Second.
I think Nippert got the motion. I'll give it to Kroger for the second.
That'll work.
Roll call Peterson?
Aye.
Nipper?
Aye.
Kroger?
Aye.
Kelly? Aye. Thank you.
And then resolution number 2603, which is, yeah, right here, but not right there, amending the 24-25 annual budget by adopting the budget amendment number 1.
I'll move to approve that resolution.
Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Nippert.
Roll call Peterson,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you.
Then we need to, under other business, review and approve street closing for Log Cabin Day, June 1st, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on that day. Looks like everybody signed off on it.
Yep.
Yep.
Is there a motion for that?
Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Motion by Peterson, second by Kroger.
Yes.
Good job, Richard.
Roll call Peterson,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you.
And then we need to review the Historical Preservation Downtown Upper Story and Facade Grant Completion Award Request for 919 7th Street in the amount of $7,750.
Pictures in there too. On the second page. Oh, good done.
That's for Milk and Honey's facade. Is
Yep.
that right? Roger looked at that.
Yep,
Looked like it was checked off.
yep, we got pictures today.
Looks nice. Yep.
This is the front and the side. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and they spent way more than what they're getting back, but good for them. Thanks for doing what they're doing, so.
Looks nice.
All right, is there a motion for that award in the amount of $7,750?
Motion?
Second.
Give you a chance, Richard.
I'm trying.
Motion by Kroger, second by Nippert.
Roll call Peterson,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2604, setting the public hearing date of June 3rd, 2025 at 5:15 PM on proposed sale of city property. I think there was some paperwork in our packets about that.
Yep, so it's the 506 Pine Street property. We put it out there and we got one bid.
One bid.
5,000.
And it
Yep.
was above the minimum we kind of were set at.
Yes, the
Yeah,
minimum was
yeah,
4,000.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
And they will comply with the changes that we made in the policy, the restriction how to develop it or remodel it and stuff, so.
Okay.
and that We'll meet quarterly through the process after it's done, so.
Okay.
I will move to set that public hearing date.
Second.
Motion by Kroger, second by Nippert.
Roll call Peterson,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, we need some more pregnant pauses here to kind of string this along. Here we are right there at Jarvis, City Administrator's Report.
So I had several board meetings, HMU, Vets, Library, Park and Rec, Shelby County Wellness Alliance, and then the Regional Operation Briefing Meeting. We discussed on ongoing water issues in surrounding counties, and regional water continue to experience a low water pressure. So there's a QR code out there available for the public, which provided real-time updates and alerts. So Alex Londo forwarded that out, and I shared that with the public and then everyone out.
Looked like it was up. Today's report seemed to be a little bit, a couple more feet
Yeah,
higher in each one of the wells
yeah.
they've got out
Yes,
there.
yes.
I don't know if it's clouds and the rain and people are abiding by the rules.
Yeah, but it's still in the red, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I attended the City Finance 101 workshop, which focused on the budgeting and the financial management. That was in Avoca. It was interesting. You know, I was the only city administrator there. The rest was city clerks, and we had a great conversation and
Yeah.
learned a lot. And I'm currently, what else did I do here?
Is that put on by the league? Or is that?
Yeah, the league
Yep.
helped sponsor that, yeah. So it was a great information for me to be there and learn what
Budget.
budget and stuff, all that good stuff.
Did they bring Ashley in as a guest speaker?
No.
I was gonna be there, but my dad had surgery on Thursday,
That's-
so,
I'm sure you took good notes.
yeah.
What was-
He found out city clerks like their budget, so.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It wasn't just a rumor.
No, city administrators just kind of keep their hands out of it, is what they told him.
We get the information, we can dip our hands in it.
I'm sure it was very informative for you, though.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can stand behind her and say, yeah, that looks like what I looked at. Yeah, good.
And now we have a new library director, her name is Tara Painter. I don't know if you guys have the opportunity to meet, and Sharon, you met her.
Yep.
Yeah, I met her. She came over here and visited us. Great lady, and
You
I think
did
she'll
meet
be
her.
a great asset for the community and the library.
She's coming from
Glenwood.
Glenwood.
Yeah, and has library experience too, so that's a positive thing, yeah. I'm currently working on updating the city comprehensive plan, just to make sure that all the goals align with the plan and are realistic and achievable. So there's some stuff I need to go back in there, revisit, review, and updates, and trying to stay on top of it. So I'll be sending probably once a month on updates where we at and certain things that there were in the past that didn't be touched. So we'll get those updated and go from there.
And then will that have to come back to council as a whole to approve, or is that something that we don't have to actually approve it?
Pretty sure council.
We'll have
Yeah,
to
each
approve everything
goal,
once
yeah,
it
each goal, when
gets-
it's completed, always in progress, we just document that and keep track of that, so. And tomorrow, I'll be submitting the Community Attraction and Tourism Grants, the CAT grant, in amount of $363,000. That will be for the Dream Playground. I've been working on that since last week, so there's a lot of information that they want. So we provided that. I got different reports from different people from our committee. And I'll be able to submit it tomorrow. And hopefully, we can hear back from them. So that will allow us to get to that 60% of what we need to be able to apply for the other grants, Destination Iowa, so.
How long does it take to get result or get back information from that? A while, depends on,
They're quick
Yeah.
to send me the pre-application and stuff, but I don't know if they submit the final application.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's a rolling grant, so
It's a
there's
rolling
no
grant, yeah, so-
deadline, so.
Okay.
hopefully I could hear back from them in a month or two.
Yeah.
And we can look at the project. We're getting close to where we need it in the fund. So also I communicate with John Baumeister regarding the options of the bonding and our project. We're gonna meet again probably within a couple weeks just to dissect everything and come up with a plan so I can share with the council and you guys can be able to make an informed decision on that based on the future project, so.
Yeah, it was real helpful having him here last time.
Yeah.
To kind of get us, it's a big number, so,
It's even better if we don't have to raise the levy.
Yeah.
So,
So if we
Yeah.
can, and we have to work on the TIF also too.
yeah,
yeah,
so probably be amending our
yeah.
maps, urban renewal maps, so.
So those projects can correlate with TIF so we can be able to get the funds, so.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Terra starts in June, right? Is that right?
June 9th.
June
I
9th,
believe.
Yeah,
yeah.
This isn't too far away.
that'd be nice, yeah.
And I think Amanda is done on end of the month.
30th, May 30th.
So there'll be a little gap there. for
And there's a
few
couple,
days.
there's a couple of going aways for her, is that right?
Yep.
One Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday.
And
At the library.
at the library, and then one, the 30th, at the west
Downtown.
side.
Okay.
And it just happens to be during Relay for Life, so you might as well
Oh,
come
sure.
say hi to her and go walk, so.
Absolutely, yep. Timing.
So that's
So,
all I got for.
During that gap then, are you in charge of the library then? When she's gone?
No, they
The liaison?
people are
I
assigned
think her,
to.
I think her
girls-
staff,
Her
Staff will
I'm sure they'll
take
take,
over
I'm sure they'll do fine.
Yep,
but-
there's a few of them that are,
they're splitting some
Yep.
duties and yeah,
That's
her
all worked
staff
out.
will take care of that until the new person comes on and staples, so,
Okay, that's what I figured, so.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else for Jarvis?
That's all I got.
Still there, Richard?
Still here.
Okay. Thanks, Jarvis. Under my report, in fact, I just saw this gentleman today. I need to appoint Orlando Gill to fulfill the remaining term of Paul Simpson on the library board through July 1st of 2028. He's very happy, very excited to be a part of that board, and he said he reads a lot of books. So I said, well, most people that spend time on this board spend a little bit of time in the library. I was in the library today, taking a couple of grandchildren over there to pick up, drop off, and it's a good place to go hang out when you're this tall. So I would look for a recommendation to, what's that?
Stop talking about me.
Yeah.
Not that tall.
I said I don't spend a lot of time, I probably should, but I don't spend a lot of time at the library, so my wife does. So I look for a motion to appoint Orlando Gill to the board, library board.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Peterson, second by Kelly.
Roll call Peterson,
Aye.
Nippert,
Aye.
Kroger,
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Thank you.
And while we're talking about the library, they could really use one more board member.
Okay,
They have another position expiring, I think, in June, to start July.
Yeah, things start in July.
Bill Early is
Early
going
will
off
be
the
done, yeah.
board.
He's been on a
His
while.
terms are, he's exhausted
He can't do
those,
anymore.
so they are really still looking for one more
Okay.
board member for the library if anyone's interested.
And the pushback
When
was
do they have-
they want a male instead of female in
Monday
there.
nights?
I don't know
Yeah.
about the bylaws,
Monday
but I
nights? Oh,
didn't
really?
get a chance to look at it.
Yeah,
So I don't
I-
think that matters.
Yeah, the
anymore.
preference is, to replace with a male, just to keep as Jarvis said, keep the balance of the board. I don't believe it is in their bylaws that it has to be that, it's just a preference. Meetings it's a second Monday of every month. So, and it's at 5:15 PM. Currently, that's how Amanda had it structured. Now that could change with the new director.
same. So for anybody that sees this or knows
Yeah.
someone, reach out to City Hall,
Yep.
gain
And they could call
somebody
the
or
library too.
kick Richard off. Okay, thanks Sharon.
Yep.
Todd Valeen, Shelby County Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Good evening, everyone.
Todd?
Hey, Todd.
Just a few items to note. Just a reminder that Monday, May 26th, Memorial Day, there will be a commemoration that's held at Vets. The doors will open at 9, and the ceremony then will start at 10. And that's put on by the American Legion and the VFW. The SWITA Summer Fun Bus is ready to crank back up, so just as a reminder what that is, people in Harlan can use that to help transport their children around during the summer to friends' houses, to the pool, to doctor's appointment, whatever it is that they want to use it for. The cost of the ride is $1 each way, or the parents can buy a pass for $40, and that's unlimited rides throughout the summer. And you can call 712-243-2518 to sign up the family. This weekend is the 45th annual Tivoli Fest down in the Danish Villages. So that's both Friday and Saturday. I know there's going to be live music. They're shooting off fireworks every night. Of course, always great food down there. They've added a couple of new events too. They're going to have a event over at the park over by the museum windmill that, not museum windmill, by the Danish Museum, that they're going to take people around through their wooded area and show them all different kinds of mushrooms and teach them how to identify them and show them which ones are edible and not edible. So that's kind of a fun little event. Log Cabin Days and Art in the Park, as you guys approved the street closing, are June 1st, 10 to 3 for Art in the Park, 11 to 3 for Log Cabin Days. So we invite everybody to come down and enjoy the watermelon popsicles that we do every year at what the Wellness Alliance. FMCTC is starting their summer picnic program. The Harlan picnic will be Thursday, June 5th from 5 to 7, and that'll be at Vets Auditorium. And then finally, a couple of ambassador visits that we have coming up. First one is this Friday, May 23rd at 9 a.m. over at Milk and Honey. And that's to celebrate their 10 years of being open in Harlan. And then we'll have another ambassador visit Friday, May 30th at 10 a.m. Now that'll be held out at the chamber offices, and it's for Elevate Cyber Solutions, a new business in Elkhorn. So just a few things to make note of. And don't forget June 4th that's the night we're gonna have the tornado disaster presentation at Turkleson. That'll start at 6:30. Any questions?
Looks like there'll be a lot of people for that one, huh?
I hope so. I really do, because first of all, going through it last year, the huge difference between being inside city limits and outside city limits. And not only, first of all, finding out a lot of things when you're rural that you might think are included in your insurance, and they're not. But then also within the city limits, the government support groups work with you differently than if you're a rural resident. And to be honest with you, you don't get as much support as a rural resident as you do if you're within the city limits. And then the other things that we will be talking about is like employees, if your business is damaged by a tornado or even like a flood, you get a really bad flood or something, your employees, you can't lose them because you've got them trained, but they can't live on unemployment, so what are you going to do there? Maybe you have to actually relocate to a temporary location to keep your business in operation while you repair your current location. Just a lot of things to do, and we're going to be greatly encouraging people to have a plan. I mean, I've been here now just 11 years, and it always seemed like we were in a bubble, and all the tornadoes just seemed to dance around us. They never impacted us, but it was just a little wake-up call last April that we need to be prepared for when these things happen. So hopefully we'll get a great turnout. I really hope so. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
On municipal utilities, Joe Ruschenberg.
All right, hello everybody.
Joe.
Several items, kind of my usual updates on a couple projects. Overhead to underground electric project. LFI Burns Electric, setting equipment, pulling wire and connecting services. Mainly focusing this week at our old facility coming out of our substation there, at our old facility by our light plant at 405 Chapman. Working also on the alley east of the square, kind of trying to finish some stuff up there, getting people connected. And then also out here on Durant Street between 7th and 8th, there's a couple vaults, especially on the north side of Durant there in that alley that we're looking at there, trying to bring that up to the surface so we can access that. Right now it's been buried for years, so kind of open it up and create some access for the future of that vault. Also working at our west substation there up by Erie Cheyenne area up there. That's where I think I mentioned we have an old transformer that's in there that was from our old voltage. It's been sitting ever since everything's been converted. We're in the process of selling that or making sure everything works, and then selling that to the town of Kimballton, because they can utilize that. So it's kind of one of those things. It was something we needed to dispose of, something they needed, so we kind of worked out an arrangement to work that out with them. So they'll also be working on that project too here this week, next week. Rural Water System Improvements Project, Coy Pump Service is on site. They actually, last Friday, they placed 40 foot of a surface casing for that new deep well. Basically that 40-foot surface casing is kind of oversized, basically to seal off that upper formation that our shallow wells draw from. And then they will go ahead and continue to they'll set up on that, above that surface casing, and then drill down inside of that surface casing to go down to the lower formation or that deep formation. But basically it's just to protect that upper formation. Also protects, I think, so they don't have any trouble with that upper formation wanting to slough in if they didn't have that larger casing, surface casing there to hold it back. So they're looking at right after Tuesday after Memorial Day weekend is when they're supposed to be on site to start doing the smaller diameter down through that surface casing to get to the deep formation. Next item, just wanted to give an update. I guess I don't know if anybody had any questions, and maybe the sheriff's department might touch on too, but just a truck accident we had a week ago, Monday, down there at our old facility. Just wanted to kind of give an update on that. There was some damage to our chain link fence and also some damage to the parking on the west side of our light plant there. Currently just working on getting some estimates, climbing fencing, and then also I talked to Jeff Musage as far as that repair of the asphalt, that maybe he tries to coordinate his contact with Henningsen Construction since they'll be in town. It would probably make most sense to try to repair that when they're in town doing the street work. So wait to get kind of an estimate from them too, so I can submit both those estimates to the insurance for the person that was at fault, for their insurance to try to cover that. So like I said, I'm just waiting for a couple estimates on that. And then to kind of piggyback on Jarvis's about the regional water, I think you mentioned something about that in your report. We had discontinued giving them, we were selling them water for about 2 weeks. As of a week ago, this last Sunday, our usage kind of went up, so like we told them we wanted to protect our system, so we did shut them off a week ago this last Sunday because our usage was way up. Things were getting dry, people were watering. A lot of agricultural spraying was going on, so there was a lot of usage there. Seems like, now we've got some rain. I think the spraying's really slowing down. We're starting to gain back on our towers and everything. Everything's back up full again. Our plant actually shut down the last couple of days for 5-6 hours, so it wasn't running continuously. So the plan was, we talked to Regional Water today, or Donald did. We're looking at again tomorrow, maybe to start selling water back to them again and try to help out when we can and while we can. There again, we'll watch our levels close again too. If we start struggling, there again, we'll probably shut them back off. But we're trying to help when we can with that. Lastly, as far as I had mentioned in the last meeting, we're going to have a new telephone and IPTV offering under telecommunications. What we're wanting to do is, we had an open house last Thursday because actually last Friday was our 30th year from when we started the phone and internet. But moving forward, prior to actually switching over the phone and to the new IPTV, we're going to hold open houses in June on Tuesday evenings, late afternoon, 4:30 to 6.
4:30 to 6.
To where people can come in and we can kind of show them what's all involved with this new offering for both TV or telephone and IPTV, and then also on Saturdays through June. So and then
From
we'll have to
9 to
see
11.
what kind of, if a lot of people are coming in, if we think we can also do that in Tuesdays and Saturdays in July, just if we have people that are interested and keep coming in, we'll keep offering that, try to get people up to speed and possibly get people signed up if they want to get switched over early.
Because all customers will have to switch over by the end of the year.
Yes, as far as the
December
cable
31st.
TV, so that'll discontinue at the end of the year, so everybody will have to get switched over to this new IPTV at some point. So, and it's the same thing, it's just kind of a cost thing. Just traditional programming is getting so high, just having traditional cable system that we have to go to a new technology, which, is more kind of almost a streaming technology. I think what's going to appeal to a lot of people also. A lot of people are streaming right now.
I wasn't there, but from what the CSR said, that everybody that came in to look at it was really excited about it.
Yeah, and want to
And
get
thought
on
it
the
was
list
easy to use, so that was good to hear.
Does that require any new equipment in the home or anything like that, or is it just a
Actually, you just need a
switch?
fire stick.
Just a fire
Yeah,
stick?
So everything's going to be just based off the internet.
If you already have like a Fire TV, then you won't need anything.
Yeah.
No cable
Fire
boxes, no
TV,
DVRs, no
TV.
nothing.
So
Yeah.
will this be cheaper then, going this route?
In the long
Depends on
run.
the, yeah, it depends on the packages. I mean, if you're like, well, like us at home, we've got kind of the totally connected extra where we got the whole home DVR and everything. And somebody that's got the, kind of the top package will actually see a fairly good savings because a lot of that equipment goes away. Everything will be, all recordings are stored in the cloud,
And it'll be unlimited.
unlimited, you know. So there you won't have that equipment rental, won't have the ETAs anymore. Granted, you'll have to have a Fire Stick or purchase that Fire Stick, which we're gonna have 3 different choices of Fire Sticks. Anywhere from $29.99 up to $49.99, but there again, that'll be a one-time purchase. You won't have, there won't be any monthly rates or monthly fees.
And if you already have a Fire Stick, you won't need.
Correct.
Yeah. Or a Roku TV or a Fire TV or Apple TV. You won't need to get anything.
So we're excited.
Just
I mean,
download the app.
What,
The
you
TV, I
gotta
don't know what I
dispose, how are we gonna dispose of all the old equipment? They turn it into you then and?
Yeah, turn it back in, Aaron, and a lot of that is, I mean, I think Dodge or Brian Dotzler is hoping, you know, that there is a market out there, I think, for maybe other companies that will still have cable systems. Granted, we're hoping to get, you know, so much on the dollar, you know, we'll get something out of this equipment. I mean, so hopefully somebody has some use out of it, get a little bit of money back out of it. Yeah, it's an exciting time, so, like I said, if anybody's interested, we'll have those open houses, I guess, more or less you wanna call on Tuesdays.
Yeah, and they
Tuesdays,
still can
Saturdays.
stop in any time during regular business hours. This is just to help those customers that do work during the day that can't stop in during the day. So we thought we'd have some after-hours stuff.
Yeah, we can help them out during the day too. So, any questions? All right.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Anything from the Shelby County Sheriff's Office? Captain Butler.
We already have the statistics for report, but we had 10 accidents last month, 54 citations, 205 warnings, 12 arrests, no criminal mischiefs, no thefts, 361 contacts, 2 welfare checks, 6 alarms, and 9 animal complaints. And we've missed a couple of meetings as of recently. Sidetracked with other things. Do you guys have anything for us? Questions for us?
Just a quick question with animal control. So if somebody, because we got a call and someone was asking about a coyote, and I don't think the city is doing anything about that. You know, we're dealing with dogs, I don't know, is that something that falls back to the sheriff?
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that, so,
Okay.
yeah, whatever information you have forward, we have the, is it mostly at night, or is it morning, or
Did he say daytime?
Daytime? particular area of town?
At the trailer?
By Little George.
Little George out there, yeah.
Around Little George?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I didn't know what the limit of the city, you know, we just deal with dogs and wild animals.
We've had coyote complaints in other towns too, so it's not overly surprising. Yeah, they come for that easy meal source. There's trash or unfortunately pets.
There's lots of geese down there too.
Yes, especially this time of year with all the
Babies.
the
Yeah.
geese hatching right now, so it's probably easy target one. But yeah, like you guys were.
Of course, a lot of those ganders are probably getting them a run for the money. I bet won't they?
I wouldn't want to make one. Anything else?
Thanks.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
Comments from the public? Comments from up here? Mr. Peterson, any comments from outside?
No, I'm good. Excellent job.
Is Kyle still on there?
Did he join?
You did?
Yeah, he joined.
Joined late.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm a little shaky. I'm driving down Highway 20 right now, so.
You coming or
Yeah,
going?
sorry, I was a little late.
We don't recognize you without being in a tractor.
Yeah.
Tractor or a suit with
A day like
whatever?
today, I'd much rather be in a tractor.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right,
I'm
Did you get your camper?
I have nothing.
you have nothing? All right, meeting adjourned. Thanks for joining.
Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
See you all.
Yep.
See ya.
See ya.
I'm gonna go.